You're welcome to Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. How important and critical is this demonstration at this particular moment?
Well, it's even been made more important with the pictures and videos we saw yesterday of the insensitive, careless, heartless, inhumane NPP government. The e-levy is something that Ghanaians are angry about. It's something that Ghanaians have said we are not interested in. We think that there are better ways of finding and raising resources for the country. The government is made up of lazy, incompetent individuals. As a minority, we ask them, what do you want? Revenue? You want to raise 6.9 billion. We as a minority have shown government how to raise 10 billion. We have shown government, if it is about revenue, they say they want 6.9 billion. We've shown them how to raise 10 billion. They're not ready to do it. All they are interested in is imposing the hardship on the Ghanaian people. We cannot sit down.
For many, this action is secondary to what your side is pushing in Parliament. But how important is it? Because ultimately, the buck will stop on the minority in helping to stop this. So how important is it for you to be in the street?
I can assure you, the 137 of us who are in Parliament on the ticket of the NDC, we are ready to die in that chamber to vote against the e-levy. But it is not just the 137 of us. It is you, the media. It is the teacher who is watching me. It's the police officer who is walking with us today. It is your grandmother and my grandfather in the villages who will be affected by this senseless and heartless levy, who are all coming out today to agitate against this levy. So yes, you can be rest assured, we will do our bit, we will play our part. But the Ghanaian people who have sent us into Parliament also are expressing their anger to the NPP. The NPP that is not interested in cutting the waste, cutting the rot in the system, but is only interested in making sure that they impose further hardship on the Ghanaian people.
We always talk about revenue cuts, expenditure cuts. And in the budget, the finance minister say some 20% of the expenditure has already been cut. How more can they go?
Has the finance minister shown you exactly where they are cutting that 20%? That 20% has been thrown out there. But has he shown you specific direct numbers that we are cutting here, we are cutting there? Listen, the Office of Government Machinery, which is where Akufo-Addo gets his money that he spends. In 2021, the budget for the Office of Government Machinery was 2.3 billion Ghana cedis. If they say they are cutting, how come in 2022, the budget for the vote for the Office of Government Machinery, Office of the President, is now 3.1 billion. It's moved from 2.3 to 3.1 billion. That Office of Government Machinery alone is taking 55% of expected revenue of the e-levy. Office of Government Machinery. So you say you are cutting, yet our president is buffing in the air and renting a $15,000 an hour jet. I mean, how are you cutting? You're asking us to tighten our belt, yet you are increasing the Office of Government Machinery's expenditure by over 25%.
You have been engaging at first hand with government appointees. Is it as if those who are opposed to this e-levy are just refusing to agree or reason with government, or there's no sense at all in what they seek to do?
I've told you that we have met with them. We've offered them counter suggestions. And look, even the National Security Minister, Honorable Kandapa, admitted that our side was brilliant, admitted that our suggestions were fantastic, and that they hadn't even thought about that. And he jokingly said that, NDC for
what are some of these suggestions that you gave them?
Take, for example, we spend almost 3 billion every year in tax waivers. The finance ministry has a tax waiver bill in Parliament that will stop this 3 billion loss to the state. We've asked them to look at it and close that gap. Again, we've asked them, we've said, look, this whole benchmark business, in some we have kept the benchmark, take them off. That in itself will give you over $1 billion. Take the 2020 Auditor General's report. The Auditor General's report says that we lost 12 billion, twice the e-levy.
They've argued that does not necessarily mean a loss. They say per the Auditor General's report.
Hold it. Should you not be concerned that even if you say it is not a loss, but it is potential wastage. In 2016, when John Mahama was leaving office, it was only worth 700 million, less than $1 billion. And now the potential waste has gotten to 12 billion. Even if the waste element in that is even 25% of 700 million and 25% of 12 billion, does that not tell you that there is something wrong somewhere?
What does this say of a government that promised in 2016 that if you're able to seal all the loopholes, then there's more that we can do?
Well, the point is simple. Nanado is an audio president. He's a soundbite president. He speaks, but he doesn't believe what he says. If Nanado tells you good morning, look up, you will see the moon. It's a government of liars. It's a government of dishonest and insensitive people. It's a government that has lost touch with the people of this country. It's a government that lies to his own people. It's a government that is insensitive, that is callous. This is an incompetent, clueless, arrogant bunch of people running this country into a ditch. The people of Ghana are going to show them the exit sooner than later.
The e-levy cake seems to have angered a number of Ghanaians. Is that the same sentiment among the minority?
Look, and how silly could they be to try and turn it around and say it was an NDC MP? I have dared the NPP last night, and I'm daring them again today. They should name the NDC MP who sent the cake. That is a bloody lie from the pit of hell. If they are men of integrity, they owe this country an apology. When the Ghanaian people say we are tired of the taxation, you promised to move us from taxation to production. You have killed Ghanaian businesses that were already in production. You have imposed taxes on us than any other government. And when we are talking, you go and hold an ostentatious, lavish party and mock us with an e-levy cake.
Thank you very much.
As they say in G, Nyame bet shao muka.